Let's be honest. This is one of those topics that almost nobody talks about, especially as we get older. Growing up, we were taught to keep certain things private, even shameful. And for many people, that silence carried into adulthood and well into our senior years. But here's the truth. Sexual desire doesn't suddenly disappear when you turn 60 or 70 or 80. Your body may change. Your needs may shift. But that quiet urge for comfort, connection, and yes, pleasure doesn't just vanish. And yet, many seniors are left wondering, is it still okay? Is it normal? What will people think? Well, today, we're breaking the silence. In this video, we're talking openly and honestly about masturbation in later life. We'll answer the big questions, clear up a few myths, and most importantly, remind you that taking care of your body is nothing to feel ashamed of. You're not alone, and you deserve answers without judgment. Now, let's take a moment to talk about why this topic feels so taboo. For many of us, the way we were raised didn't exactly encourage open conversations about sexuality, let alone masturbation. It was considered inappropriate, shameful, or something that only young people did. But the truth is, that couldn't be further from reality. According to a major study published in the Archives of Sexual Behavior, over 50% of adults aged 60 to 85 report being sexually active in some way, and that includes solo pleasure. And yet, we rarely see this part of aging represented in the media, in healthcare conversations, or even among friends. I recently heard from a 72-year-old woman named Diane. She said, "After my husband passed, I felt like my sexuality had to be buried with him. But over time, I started to realize I still had the same feelings, the same needs. I just needed permission to honor them again." Diane's story isn't unusual. It's just rarely spoken out loud. Or take Robert, 68. He shared, "When I retired, I finally had time to relax, reflect, and reconnect with myself. And part of that, surprisingly, was rediscovering my body. It wasn't about lust. It was about peace." These stories aren't exceptions. They're proof that sexual desire isn't limited to youth. It's a lifelong human experience. Your capacity to feel pleasure, to connect with your body, and to care for yourself doesn't have an expiration date. Whether you're single, widowed, partnered, or somewhere in between, self-pleasure can be a safe, healthy, and meaningful form of connection. It's not dirty, it's not shameful, and it's not just for the young. So if you've ever felt like you were too old to even think about these things, I want you to know, you're not. You're human, and your needs still matter. Let's talk facts. You might be surprised to hear that many doctors and researchers actively encourage healthy sexual expression, including masturbation, well into our later years. According to the National Institute on Aging, sexual health remains an important part of overall well-being as we age. Masturbation, in particular, has been shown to offer real, measurable benefits, both physically and emotionally. Physical health benefits. For starters, masturbation improves circulation, not just in the pelvic region, but throughout the body. This helps with blood flow, heart function, and even muscle relaxation. It also releases endorphins, your body's natural feel-good chemicals, which can ease pain, improve mood, and promote better sleep. In fact, many seniors report that gentle self-pleasure before bed helps them fall asleep faster and stay asleep longer, without the need for pills or medication. And yes, there's even a connection to prostate health in men. Some studies suggest that regular ejaculation may reduce the risk of prostate issues later in life. Emotional and mental benefits. On the emotional side, masturbation can reduce stress, relieve anxiety, and even combat feelings of loneliness, which are common in later life, especially after the loss of a partner or during retirement. It can also boost self-esteem. Exploring your body reminds you that you're still capable of feeling pleasure, of being connected to yourself in a meaningful way. Take Marcus, 74. After a stroke limited his mobility, he said he struggled with depression and feeling like his body no longer belonged to him. He told his therapist, "I thought that part of my life was over, but rediscovering self-pleasure gave me a small sense of control and peace that I hadn't felt in years." And Lillian, 69, shared, "I was always taught to be ashamed of wanting anything for myself. Now, I see it as part of my self-care, like brushing my hair or taking a warm bath." Myth busting. And let's bust a few myths while we're here. No, masturbation does not cause memory loss. It doesn't weaken your body. And no, you're not too old to enjoy it, unless someone else is writing your story for you. If you're doing it safely, privately, and it brings you comfort, it's not only normal, it's healthy. Emotional and psychological reassurance. Now let's talk about something that many of us face when it comes to this topic: guilt and shame. Even though we know deep down that exploring our bodies is natural, many seniors still carry a heavy weight of judgment or discomfort around it. Whether it's cultural beliefs, religious teachings, or just a lifetime of silence on the topic, these feelings can create a sense of isolation, even when you're the only one holding those thoughts. If this sounds familiar to you, I want to reassure you, you are not alone. There's a deep-rooted shame that many of us have been taught, that self-pleasure is something to feel guilty about. But here's the truth: it's not, and it never was. Think about it. As we age, we're constantly told what we should or shouldn't do. But what about what we want? What about our needs, our desires, and our comfort? Exploring your body is an act of self-care, not self-criticism. It's about understanding that your body belongs to you. It's a private, personal experience that's meant to bring you joy and peace. And just because you're in your 60s, 70s, or 80s doesn't mean those needs go away. In fact, they often become even more important. In a time when so many of us feel vulnerable, uncertain, or disconnected from others, connecting with our own body can be empowering. It's a small act of self-respect and self-love. Let me share the story of Jean, a 70-year-old widow who reached out to us after watching one of our videos. She said, "I never realized how much guilt I had been carrying. When my husband passed, I thought I had to move on from all of that. But after hearing about other seniors embracing their bodies again, I gave myself permission to enjoy what I've been missing. And it felt like reclaiming a piece of myself I forgot existed." Or hear from Glenn, 82, who spent most of his life feeling like pleasure was something reserved for the young. He told me, "I never even thought I could experience pleasure at my age. But now I realize it's all part of staying healthy, mentally, emotionally, and physically. It feels good to be at peace with my own body again." These stories are powerful because they reflect what many seniors feel but rarely talk about: a need to rediscover that side of themselves that's been tucked away for so long. And you deserve to feel just as free, just as empowered, and just as capable of seeking pleasure as anyone else, no matter your age. So let me say this clearly: it's your body. You've lived a rich life, full of experiences, challenges, and triumphs. And now, in this chapter of life, you deserve to feel at home in your body. You've earned it. You've earned the right to seek joy, comfort, and yes, even pleasure, in a way that feels good to you. There's nothing wrong with wanting to reconnect with yourself, your body, your desires, and your worth. You are worthy of self-love and care, and no matter how old you are, you deserve to explore your body on your own terms, in a safe, private, and comfortable way. If it brings you joy, it is right for you. There's no need to justify that to anyone. This is your life, and your body, and your journey. So, if you've been holding on to guilt or shame, I encourage you to let it go. Remember, this is a journey of self-compassion, and it's about embracing who you are right now, not who society says you should be. Your body has served you faithfully through many decades, and it deserves your love and respect at every age. Don't let anyone, not even yourself, take that away from you. I'd love to hear your thoughts on this topic, so feel free to share your experiences or questions in the comments below. Let's keep this conversation respectful and supportive. We're here to learn from each other, and your voice matters. If you're looking for more honest, empowering conversations about aging, intimacy, and everything in between, hit that subscribe button. You found your space, a place where your experiences are valued, your well-being is prioritized, and where you can feel seen and heard. Thanks for watching, and remember, you're never too old to embrace your body and your journey. We're in this together.